All right, we are live.
And we are
So,
back on the dark side of the screens.
if you're here and you haven't been here before, I am Sandy.
And I'm Chloe, and this is WordStitch.
WordStitch. Wow, I am so tired today. It's like you would think that I just like didn't sleep good last night, which I didn't, but I don't sleep good a lot of nights, and I feel real tired right now. How are you doing, Chloe?
I've also been real tired, and I don't know if it's just because the beds here are all terrible. I feel like Goldilocks bouncing between the beds, but they all suck. Spoiler alert, every one of these fucking beds suck.
I feel like we should be celebrating today. This is like, again, your first sort of official day as a self-employed writer. You are full-time now.
I'm a full-time writer.
Did you spend all day writing?
I kind of did. I don't know. So we did we're doing those morning sprints now. If you guys weren't here last week and missed it, all week this week, we're going to be doing 8 a.m. sprints, 8 a.m. Eastern time sprints. Sandy, I don't know if Sandy is going to be joining me for every single one, but I'm going to be doing every single one. After this week, we will reevaluate and decide how many days a week I'm actually doing it. This is not going to be a 5-day-a-week thing, but so we did that this morning, and then writer's block party is here right now. We hopped over to her sprints after our sprints, and then I did one more sprint afterward before calling it a morning or morning into afternoon. And now I'm back, so I feel like I kind of have been writing all day.
Nice. I always feel like an ideal world for a writer is like you're working really hard in the morning, and then in the afternoon you like take a walk or something, like you do your lunch, and then you get like an hour or so in at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when you can't focus. You just walk. If you're in Florida, say you walk on the beach.
I didn't do that. I ran to the dollar store to get toiletries. I don't know, one of the dollar stores. I ran to a couple of them, actually. They were real skeevy, but like I didn't want to spend $10 on a razor, so
therefore dollar store runs. But okay, so you ran errands, and now you're back, and now you can focus again for another couple hours. Then dinner.
I went into Publix for the first time since I quit Publix, which was only 3 days ago, but I did go back into a Publix today.
Oh, but it's the Florida Publix. It's different.
It's the Florida Publix, and their deli still sucks. I got a sub with avocado on it, and they fully gave me frozen avocado.
Avocado just became our first word sprint. Because avocado is such an amazing word, right? Like avocado brings up so many different images, just so many.
It's also an amazing food. Not when it's frozen, because it's been sitting too next to the cooling unit in the low boy, as was the case with that avocado. And then I was like, why is the texture so funny? And why is this sub so cold? Oh, got it.
Nice. Okay, well, so let's get our first thing done. Hopefully you're here to write with us too this afternoon, or get some other writerly work done.
Yeah. Whatever kind of productivity sprint you want this to be, you can have it that productivity.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're writing for the next 10 minutes, so we will see you guys at 1/4 after.
Okay, we are back.
Yes.
All right. I was going to be organizing some research today, and then we were back. We are back. I was going to be organizing some research today, and then I decided that I had a thing to write. So that was 244 words for me. So I feel good about that for 10 minutes. I'm doing better than I was doing this morning at 15.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I wrote a little over, I guess I wrote about 140 words. And I caved and made myself a cup of coffee. I guess the one good news is that I'm no longer in the world of you can't drink coffee after 3 p.m. So.
Oh, that's true, because you don't have to get up at like 4 in the morning or whatever time.
I now have to get up at 7:30 in the morning, which is a whole new flipping world for me.
It's like hours of extra time. So let's see. So what everybody get done? So Sarah got some brainstorming scenes done for an outline and is writing up scene cards. Awesome. I should turn on my YouTube so I can see comments in like real time.
Right. It helps.
Yeah. Oh, it's creepy. It's creepy, but it helps. Hopefully the rest of you got some words done.
And Herb's here, but you are not that late. 4:14 is in no way late.
No, it really isn't. Spence is working on sketches for Inktober project. That's Inktober. Ooh, yes. Interesting. I don't know what
I don't have that kind of art skill, so I don't participate in that. I like painting. I'm just not good at sketching or any sort of drawing thing.
Inktober. Okay, I just had to look this up because I've never heard of this before. But wow.
What's going around? Yeah.
Pronoun got 80 words on avocado. Woo. All right, we're going to try to come up with a different prompt for you next time, pronoun. But 80 words is good. Go with those 80 words.
Yes. I mean, I feel like 80 words in 10 minutes is valid.
What is Locktober?
I have no idea.
I need to know. Oh
no. Oh no, what is it?
Oh, well, I mean, Google makes me think it might have something to do with male chastity. Which is hysterical.
Okay, so that's exactly what it is. That was exactly what Herb was referring to.
Chastity is completely suitable for work. It's not chastity that gets you into like the sort of gray zone there.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, remember there were
a thing to do.
Yeah. Oh gosh, did you guys watch that movie as kids, Robin Hood Men in Tights?
I love that movie.
I did too, and it was the first time I think I understood what a chastity belt was.
Oh, I'm not gonna go into like the gritty details of it, but every time I have seen a chastity belt, I've still been really confused about how they function. Like actually function because of bodily functions. And that is as far as I'm going because I don't think I need to talk anymore about that.
Yeah. Okay.
But Natalia just said that she is picking up the sample of J.K. Rowling's plotting. I actually don't know how she plots. I know how a lot of authors work out, or I guess plot versus like outlining, whatever their pre-writing step is. I don't know what her pre-writing is.
Yeah, I have no idea either. And now I'm Googling this to see if I can't find anything on it.
Find out what hers is?
Yeah.
I know, like the most disturbing thing I ever saw, I've mentioned it on this show before, but J.R. Ward, who her novels are really long. I'm really bad at estimating, but I'd say they're probably like 120, maybe a little longer than that in length on average. They're porkers, especially for romance. But she does like a 60,000 word outline before she writes the story, and I'm like, that's literally a novel. Like you just wrote something you could sell as a novel. That is how long A Christmas Demon for Clara and An Easter Demon for Eloise both are, and I feel like they are absolutely viable lengths to call full-length novels.
Yeah, and she's I mean, that's intense, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, those outlines. I mean, maybe you have to do that to be like super productive at some point, but I think that would really take.
No, she's not. She writes 2 books a year.
Hmm.
Maybe she might do 3, but I don't think she does because I haven't seen her do anything other than the 2 current series in a while. And I feel like she finished up like the unrelated, like she did some contemporary romance, but I feel like she finished all of that up before she did the spinoff for her paranormal series. So I feel like she literally writes 2 books a year. So I don't think that is, I mean, obviously for a lot of authors, that's a lot, but that's definitely not hyper productive.
Yes, so I kind of feel like this is the hyper productive goal, right? Is like the person who is selling a novel book and also writing a novel book and encouraging people to move beyond. Because I don't see how you do it. I don't see how you like spend all that time. Oh, Dean Wesley Smith, God, do I love him? I've never read his books, but I love his motivational everything.
If and just putting it out there because I am now an outliner. Wow, I am having a storm rolling in. Cool. We'll see where this goes. Anyways, I do outline, but like if that's all I am doing at that time, like if I'm not doing it in between other projects, like if I've got another project going on that day, then I can't speak to time on that. But if it's the only thing I'm working on, I give myself 4 days to write that outline.
Yeah.
Obviously, that is not a 60,000 word outline. That is like a 10,000 word outline.
I think it's so an issue of style, isn't it? Like, God, I'm such a disciple of because Dean Wesley Smith is a disciple of what's his name, Heinlein's rules, right? So like, he's very like, you write it, you finish it, you put it on the market without like massive revisions, and then you write your next damn book.
Well, I want to go back really quickly to Spence's comment.
Yes, because this is awesome.
Yeah. So I have a question though. Were they all the same line of Harlequins, or was it like a variety thing? Like, was it somebody getting a whole bunch of boxes and just threw them in there, or is this somebody who like loved a line of Harlequin and then ditched them all? That is my question about that. But yes, anyways, yeah, like we all have different ways that we produce, certainly. But I do think there is a point where unless you're writing lit fic or I guess lit fic in this particular thing, we were talking about this morning, but unless you're doing that, like if you are writing any sort of genre fiction, there is a point where you need to be producing more than that, like casual, a book every 2 years or whatever, in order to have a sustainable career. Obviously, if you're just writing because you love writing and it'd be cool if you made a little bit of money on the side, whatever. But if you're trying to make a career off of it, you definitely need to find something that's going to get you at least a book a year, if not 6 books a year.
Yeah. You know what I'd like to know is what Craig Martin does, or like Michael Anderle. And I'm sure they have it out there if they like do outlines or not. But I feel like they might be the kind of people who go with that sort of like you need to write good books, but the most important thing is you need to write them.
Yeah. And it is certainly a genre thing. But even within that genre, it's not like the books have to be better in genre A than in genre B. It's just that in genre A, you have to make sure that one thing is better than in genre B. I don't think I'm being unreasonable in saying that, like, in romance, the character development is everything, whereas in something like a thriller, the plot is everything. And in both of those genres, that other side is less important. Most romance readers, like, it obviously has to be like a somewhat feasible plot, but like if there are issues with the plot, most romance readers don't really care about it. And I feel like if the character development in a thriller is kind of weak, assuming that the story makes sense for it, it probably doesn't matter so much. Obviously, I know that some thrillers very much rely on character development, but I feel like the genre itself does not expect a super finely tuned character.
Yeah, I have thoughts on this. Okay, but
It's
let's
time to write, and then we'll get to Sandy's thoughts on it because I'm really bad at like taking over when I've got my thoughts. So we're gonna let Sandy have it in the next one. So we are
totally.
gonna write for the next 25 minutes. I'm gonna watch the storm of it coming in because it looks pretty over there. And we will see you guys at 10 of the hour.
Hey, we're back.
I have no idea how much I wrote in that because I was distracted by Storm. I did do some writing. I feel like this whole scene was started in this, and this scene is 233, so I got a bit of writing. But also, I don't know if you saw that thing I sent you, but that storm's looking pretty crazy out there.
I didn't see it. Is it?
It was through Facebook.
I need to go look.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I got 580 words written. I think I'm going to lose words in our next sprint because I need to do some editing, but wow. You've got a real storm coming.
Yeah, but isn't that crazy? So I'm at my parents, and again, I've said this before, but like they live on the Indian River, which is like 2 hops from the actual ocean. So like everything is dead flat, and also we get pretty crazy storms here. And the combination of the two is like I'm looking out, and there's like a definitive wall between not storm and storm right now. Like it's just like you can see the rain, like where the rain is falling and where the rain is not, which is pretty neat looking, but also angry.
Wow. So Herb got 780 words. Alley Cat listened to some video games and has been doing homework. Sorry, I saw the second one first. Spence, more sketches. Sarah writing up 3 scene cards. Good work, you guys. Yay with the productivity.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about a thing. Plot versus character development. Okay. So my husband and I had this fight the other day. About the movie Greyhound. Have any of you guys seen this? It's the like.
I haven't even heard of it.
Okay, so it's 450 for the pronoun. Nice work. Okay, so the Greyhound is Tom Hanks versus World War II again. So that explains a lot, right? In this case, Tom Hanks is like the captain of this ship, the Greyhound. And it's like his first time captaining a ship, and he's in this like really sort of like treacherous part of the oceans, and like where he is, his whole convoy is being attacked by U-boats. So like, yes, Herb, the convoy escort commander, that's exactly what it is. So I'm not going to give away the end because I mean, there's only a few ways this can turn out, right? And I don't want to spoil it for you. So like either they live or they die. But right, the ship sinks. But that's kind of not the point. So for me, the entire movie went something to the effect of starboard left, starboard right. I don't even know if that's a word. I'm making this up. 45 degrees left, 45 degrees right, full speed ahead. Like it was entirely like ship commands that made no sense to me.
Also, what we just said was kind of gibberish, but that's okay. As somebody who does those ship commands. Left and right are port and starboard.
Port and starboard. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There were words like port and starboard and aft and degrees.
Yeah.
And like, it was like all this like soup. It was like soup.
Yeah. If you don't know boat terminology, it gets pretty confusing.
If you're like real into like. There's no starport. That's hilarious. But okay, so I'm sure if you're real into the terminology, this was very accurate. But it was the entire freaking movie. Like the whole thing was like a tactical game of who sunk my battleship. And then as far as character development, I don't even remember the commander's name.
Oh.
I don't remember his girlfriend's name. I don't know what happened with them. Or her, like ever. I don't know the names of any of the guys on the ship. I know that they kept looking at him like they were afraid. There was a lot of like fear and anguish. I don't know the guy who, I don't know the guy who kept bringing him breakfast. I just know that like there was a lot of tactics involved. So we finished the movie and I was like, that was horrible. That was like the worst.
And I do feel like that is kind of a regular thing in any sort of military. Like certainly there is the military stuff that goes very character in depth, but also a lot of it is you get that like 2-minute backstory of I got a girl back home. And you get like their age, so you know that the puppy is going to die first. Like, but like you get these so broad. You get their archetype, and that's it. Like, you know, which archetype there is, and that's all you need to know if that's your thing. But obviously that didn't work for you. And also that issue with having too many technical words in it is a big problem that I'm surprised that a Tom Hanks movie would fall for that. Because like certainly in any movie where they're doing stuff like that, you're going to get words like that, but you should, like, there should be enough context that somebody is able to figure it out on their own. And I feel like because it was boat terms, they probably just assumed that everybody knows boat terms, but that's not at all the case. Like, if you've never, you know, there's a whole bunch of people who live in the Midwest who have never like been on a boat ever and probably never will be. And then there are the like nautical terms. Like I know them because I lived in a fishing community. That's a weird way of saying it. I lived at the beach. So like I knew a lot of fishermen. Like, you know, the terminology is easy to pick up, but like certainly as a kid with like a bayliner, we used left and right.
And I mean, more importantly, it didn't matter for the movie. Like, you could tell, like, there were times when they were going to get like hit by something and when there weren't. So it really didn't count. I didn't have to know that terminology. I just had to know that they were in danger, and I did. So like it was pretty clear from like the music and their facial expressions and how fast they were talking if there was more danger and if there was less. But just like if you were watching a foreign movie or something, like you know, not in, like, for me, if it wasn't English, who cares? I could tell like if they were in danger or not. But but my point with this is that my husband and I walked away with very different opinions. He loved it. And he was like, you just don't understand this kind of movie. Like, this is not about characters. This is about plot. Like, this was all about like tactics and plot. And clearly, like, this was an amazing movie because, you know, the terminology was so incredibly accurate.
Yeah.
But I think to your point earlier, like, different genres need different things. That was like, my war genre is more like Band of Brothers and less Greyhound.
Right.
You know, and his genre is Who Sunk My Battleship, apparently.
And Herb says that he thinks that at least Port and Starboard are known by most of the population via movies and TVs. Yeah. And that's fair to a point, but also I feel like, you know, when you come across those words in something that you don't see regularly, like if I'm going to say knitting for me. If I come across knitting terms, I know those terms, but I have to stop and think about what those terms actually mean. And I think that's kind of the problem with using, really heavily relying on these terms that people know, but probably don't have it automatically in their brain, are not like, you know, basically people who have to translate those words.
But I'm overemphasizing the terminology then. The problem wasn't the terminology. The problem was that there was no character development, right? Yeah. Like, I can deal with port and starboard or portboard or starport or whatever. It's not going to matter to me if the terminology is accurate. What I'm going to notice is that I literally don't know anybody's name. So like that I should have known. And that seemed like poor character development, but maybe it wasn't about character development, you know?
But the terminology thing is also an issue with anything like computer related. They love to, I feel like they do it deliberately to make sure that you don't understand what they're saying. But that pisses me off in anything like hacking related. Like, I don't understand what you're saying, and I'm actually fairly strong with computers. So you're just pulling out all of these words that weren't necessary.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're watching it for the plot though, and you care about the I mean, if you want a nautically accurate movie,
then that's it.
then maybe that's it. Yeah. All right. But anyways, to me, it was terminology gibberish, but that was about plot and character development. So okay, let's write good plot.
Yeah. So basically, there were several flaws. Okay, we are going to rank for the next 30 minutes. And again, we are just slightly behind. So we will finish this up at 31 after.
Okay, we are back. I did not lose words. I gained 165. So obviously
Nice.
some words, but still, overall, an improvement.
I wrote about 650, and the storm is upon me.
Let's see what else is going on here.
Very distracting.
My brain is desperate to do anything but what I planned on doing next. I just want to start world building various other fantasy novels because I'm bored of lame costumes and books. Yes, Spence, you should totally be working on mid-century vampire romance. Then you should read it. Vampire romance. I could never get enough vampires in my life.
No.
Yeah. I don't think that stuff ever goes out of style.
It doesn't. It's funny. That's one of those categories where they're constantly saying, oh, the bubbles popped on that market. It's dying. But like they say the same thing with historical romance. Neither of them are ever going to die. Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was reading vampires, 25 years ago with Anne Rice.
And there are still vampires to be read.
Yeah.
Let's see. Herb 880. Nice for a 30-minute. And let's see. And he says he's trying to remember who said. Trying to remember something. I think I missed something in the comments. We'll come back to what Herb is trying to remember.
Oh no, he just never said.
No, there was an author whose 90s vampire detective books were reissued in omnibus. And
there's a current series that is a vampire detective.
Is there?
I don't.
476 for the pronoun. 10 words for Nikki, but Nikki, I think you just joined us. Hello. Tanya Huff is the author we're talking about here. I've never read her.
There's a whole bunch of vampire detective books.
I feel like that could be a whole thing. I mean, God, like, what a perfect kind of person to be a detective, Like,
yeah.
I could be happy with I don't read a lot of vampire books right now because mostly I'm reading YA or actually nonfiction. But yes, please, all of you, go write vampire books. That would be fun. Is that your storm?
It is my storm.
Oh wow. Well, if we lose you, we'd like for you to check in and tell us that you're alive.
I will. I don't know. I mean, this is kind of like standard fare for Florida, so I don't know if I actually have to worry about that or not. Or if like this is just so normal that they really don't have power outages from it because it's just what life is.
It's wow. Hey, so I remembered a thing that we need to, like, some business. So we are looking for co-hosts still.
Yes.
The next several weeks. I'm going to put the link to the spreadsheet sign up here. Because Chloe is doing morning sprints and we're doing afternoon sprints and we have sprints all the time, but StreamYard only lets us schedule one at a time. If you sign up, we'll send you the link like that day. So you'll get it at some point earlier in the afternoon so that you can log in. If you haven't gotten like a link from us before, say like Monday at 9, that's because we don't have it yet. So we haven't forgotten you. Just know and definitely sign up if you want. I'm feeling pretty good right now, so I'm hopefully still going to be around for October. But it'll be fun to have a third person with us for a while.
Yeah, it's always nice to have more people.
Yeah, it is. It's fun because you guys must get bored of just us talking sometimes.
I mean, they keep coming
we
back.
Never get bored. Oh, are you looking for morning co-host, Chloe? You probably
I can also do morning co-hosts. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we add a tab? Let's add a tab.
Oh, well, so like this week, just let us know if you want to this week. And then after that, I don't know what the schedule is going to be. Just
Okay,
yeah.
so let's see here.
And also, if you do want to co-host in the afternoon, but your schedule, like you'll be running late, that's not a problem. We can pull somebody in at any moment. So
basically, you could like pop in and say,
you can pop in at 5 o'clock if you want. I mean, 5 o'clock would be a weird time because that's when our long sprint is, but
I'm excited about having co-host. But yeah, like I mean, because this is live, right? So you could literally just like show up at whatever, and then say in the chat, "Hey, I'd be happy to co-host," and we could just add you in just like that. Like so simple.
Also, I apologize at all my startled faces. Nothing disastrous is happening. I just get startled by loud noises and bright lights. So, and I'm used to. Sandy can vouch for this. I live in a very insulated house. We don't have a ton of windows. We're pretty like wide open space, but not much for windows. And here I am looking at windows from there to there is all open windows. So I'm just like staring at doom.
That picture you sent me kind of looks like an apocalyptic infinity pool.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
which is kind of awesome. And also, God, that should definitely be our next our prompt. I'm about to make that our next prompt. Apocalyptic infinity pool. That's going to be it when we do our last one here. Yeah, that's good.
It's pretty though. It's just because like oh God, there it is again. Because I'm watching the screen and not the actual storm. Again, it's a startle. If I was like watching the storm, I'd be like, yay! But instead I'm like,
You're fine. And are you in a place where power goes out? You're probably not. I feel like Florida probably has great.
Again, yeah, like I don't think I don't know. I don't hear my parents complaining much about the power going out. I've certainly lived at the beach before, and it has taken an actual like nor'easter to take it out, which would be a tropical storm down here. So, and I feel like my parents would have warned me if a tropical storm was rolling in.
Oh, right. Natalia says this is a great time to write some suspense. But you're working on Verity today.
Yeah. So right now they're crossing the river Styx. But where they are has been like so effed up because of magic that the only way to cross the river Styx is through this bridge that continually dissolves and rebuilds itself via rocks dropping from the sky and landing on the river and being eroded away by the river in like 2 minutes, but like continually falling. So I guess it's kind of suspenseful.
Wait, is that like your mythology that you made it for this world? Because
yeah, I just tried to like figure. I don't know. I had to figure out some way to make this bridge real weird.
That's awesome. I hope that you have. I hope that because you're a full-time writer now, you have time to put out multiple demon books. Like
my plan right now is I'm going to finish this book. I'm going to attempt to get the Killian novella, but that one wasn't actually going to be until St. Patrick's Day, Lucky Killian, which is just a novella to open up like the next series. So I'm not too rushed on that, but so I'm going to write this and then I'm going to do that Alien series and then I'm going to come back to this. And at some point I'm going to edit the dang Shifter novel so I can have that series wrapped up.
I gotta figure out what to do next month. I feel like I need to like choose some projects that must be completed, you know, and like get them done.
Because you're gonna be done with this book, right? Like you should be done in the next couple days. I guess there's only a couple days left in the month. I literally was just at the store being like, oh, I don't know if I can use this coupon because it says September 30th on it. And the girl at the register was like, it's still September. And I was like, oh, here's this coupon then. But So if
I'm near the
you,
end, so I should be done
yeah.
by the end of September, or like maybe the 1st of October or something.
Oh, so you're talking about November. You need to come up with projects for November.
So October, I gotta. So I
Okay.
figure like this month I'm gonna finish drafting my infertility memoir, and then that should be done pretty soon. And then that's all editing after that, and editing is much easier. So whoa, wow!
Right.
I love how you turn and look at your thunder. Like
I mean, that was where the lightning was a second ago, so I'm gonna blame that.
you're inside, it won't get you. It
I
won't.
know. It was just it gave me a startle. I got a startle. Anyways, so you are almost done with your infertility. You think you got like a week left on it? Is that where you are, or a little bit longer?
I think I might be able to finish in the next couple days. I think I
Okay.
might have it done by September because
Oh,
it's been
okay.
so easy to write.
Yeah.
So then in October, I've got like a novella I should write, and I have the end of my third Mortal Inheritance book to write.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have time for both of that. That's like the
Where
novella is only 15,000 more words. And
where is your second one at right now? The second Immortal Inheritance.
it's well that's so I just got the beta read back from my editor, who didn't have very many comments. I mean, mostly I asked him. Yeah, I mostly asked him to watch for things like anything that was confusing, or
Mm-hmm.
like he's not a YA writer. Which is great because it makes him very objective, right? So I'm not going to be making a ton of changes to that. I'm going to fix that up, give it back to him for proofreading, and then publish that in January or February. So that is almost done.
Awesome.
And, yes. And then the third one is like 70% drafted, and I need the other 30%. But I mean, it's like 12 chapters or something. And
Okay.
That's doable.
So you should be able, assuming obviously the inevitable doesn't happen too early, you should be able to get this series pretty well wrapped up by the end of the year. Yes, I do keep getting flash debit. It is pretty gnarly out there right now, and it is very bright now. Before it was like over there, and it was just like happy little flashes, and now it's like here.
And yeah, I mean, I've got it's not a trilogy series. It's an epic saga that I will probably write for years. But like, I at least.
Oh, I thought. But is the primary like? Is the third book going to be like the end of the arc, or oh, okay? I thought the third book was the end of the arc, and then like you had room. Oh, for God's sake, there was going to be room for more afterward, but it was. Done.
Yeah, no, I think I've got like a 7-book arc. It's ridiculous. But I have, I mean, thankfully my cover artist is super booked, so I can only do a book a year.
That sounds like it's for the best with this.
For the best. Yeah, so if I do other YA, it'll be other things. And in the meanwhile, I have romance to write. So hopefully we do finish the third book, write that novella, Angel book in November.
Yeah.
Mickey asked how the little boy was doing. He's good. He's super active. I can't feel him because nothing in my pregnancy is normal.
Right. Everything's got to be weird for you.
It's so weird to be like, oh, is that the baby? Like other women.
At least this one for you is not like a bad issue. It just is a weird issue, but it's not an actual like bad problem. Is it a bad problem issue?
Well, it's a problem in the sense that the doctor keeps saying, if you don't feel them or if you notice less movement, then you should call us so you don't end up in labor and delivery. Okay, except like I have an anterior placenta, so I can't feel him very well.
But like that itself does not cause any problems. It just means you can't necessarily tell that there are problems.
Unless it moves and causes a major placenta problem, in which case we've got issues with me and him. But right this second, we're good. So, why don't we do our last sprint?
Yeah, let's do our last 10 minutes. And it is 46 after, so we will see you guys at 4 of.
Okay, we are back.
Let's see. I got about 200 and I'm up to 4,000 for the day. So yay.
Nice. Let's see here. So what do we have in the comments here? So, okay, so if you're with us, Writer's Block Party is doing sprints right now from 9 to 12 p.m., I think, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., and a few evening sprints. So you can check out her channel. Chloe is doing Rise and Write. Like every morning at 8 a.m. this week and maybe next week. We're going to see how
I'm definitely not doing it next Monday because I will be traveling next Monday and we will go from there. Yeah.
Okay. So this week you can write with her at 8 a.m. and maybe with me sometimes. I'm like, I really appreciate prayers for me and the baby. And also baby is making me tired. So there's only so to like an 8 a.m. anything. I think somebody streams right after us. I think that's in our notes somewhere. But if anybody knows who's streaming next, let us know. Nikki, when are you streaming next? Oh, Herb says, are we muted? We're not muted. Hopefully other people can hear us. The pronoun.
Devin can hear us. I was wondering, I didn't see the muted thing, but now I didn't understand what I hear them meant, but now I do.
So the pronoun has been with us since 8 a.m. this morning, by the way.
So was Writer's Block Party.
So was Writer's Block Party. So to both of you guys, like, nice work. Yay for the words.
Activity.
Yeah. So, and Nikki, let us know when yours are. I know you host, and I don't see a comment yet, but I'm sure you can put one in there. Is there anything else we need to say before we like close out today?
I don't think so. I've been like, things are so discombobulated for me right now. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't have anything. I guess I probably haven't mentioned that my latest book just came out on Friday. Or Thursday. It's been a long time now because it came out on Thursday. But yeah, if you like paranormal romance, my most recent book, A Halloween Angel for Hazel, came out on Thursday. You should check it out. It's delightful, I have been told.
Oh, that's awesome. So Chloe always does paperbacks of her romances, and I get to beta read as soon as Verity comes out. I'm getting all 4 at once. I'm very excited about this.
I would wait. I would wait until I get one more drafted. Like, that first draft, like the initial. So I do my best, but I am self-editing everything. So the first, like the copy that the pre-order people get is definitely not. I mean, it is not full of mistakes by any means, but there will be like 3 or 4 that I will later catch and fix. So the second edition is where it's at.
Okay, so I need to wait like a couple. How long? How long do I need to wait?
Like a month, but like, but you're gonna read it before that, though.
Yeah, I know, but I want to own it.
Yeah, no, like I'm putting it out in, hopefully, as long as things go well, I'll be putting it out in December. So they'll still be ready well before Valentine's Day.
Gosh, we should talk about book ownership next time. I've been having like little, not real spats, but like my parents and my in-laws, they all have like books and such. And Malcolm in particular had so many books, so many as a kid. And his mom really wants to like send us his books. And I really believe in book ownership. I want to buy so many books for my, like, well, how am I going to buy all of the books if we have them already?
Yeah.
It's going to be a major problem. Okay, by the way, so Nikki has her sprint going on here, 10 to 2 p.m. Eastern, south of nowhere themed. So you can join that as well. Okay, let's see. So, well, we had lots of news today, didn't we?
Yeah.
Lots of sprints going on. Okay, so I'm gonna try to be there tomorrow morning. So hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow at 8 a.m.
I will definitely. And just in case
Totally
anybody's
will.
wondering, it's not a full 2 hours. It 3 15-minute sprints, and it lasts about an hour and 10 minutes. So it's not, I'm not taking up your entire morning either. It is absolutely just a get up and start writing thing. You do just a couple little sprints and then you keep going with your day.
Yeah, I liked it this morning. I felt like it was kind of like a loose, casual, like let's just get warmed up and write kind of thing.
Yeah, drink our coffee and write some words.
Awesome. All right, so thanks everybody for joining us today, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. All right, good night, everyone.
Bye.